Yo, what's going on, man? Chicago Sports Hub. We're here to give y'all predictions. UFC 282, NFL predictions. Let's get straight into it because there's a lot of good fights this weekend. There's some that got canceled, but still decent amount. You know what I'm saying? To make some bread off some. Let's get straight into it. Early prelim card. We got Chris Curtis versus Joaquin Buckley. Chris Curtis, 2099, 35 years old. Joaquin Buckley's 15 and 5. 28 years old. So Joaquin's a little, you know what I'm saying, more younger. But Chris Curtis, he's 3-1 his past 4 fights. His last fight he lost against Jack Hermanson. Sorry about that. Jack Hermanson. And Jack Hermanson dominated Chris Curtis. But I feel like with that loss that Chris Curtis had, he's going to learn from that shit. Going against an experienced fighter like Jack Hermanson, you know what I'm saying, 3-round fight this Saturday too for Chris Curtis or Joaquin Buckley. I don't know. Joaquin Buckley hasn't really proven to me that, like, okay, yeah, he's really legit. Because who has he really fought? You know, name me a top 10 contender or rankings in this division that he fought and beat. Nobody really yet. So I'm surprised Chris Curtis is underdog in this one. So I'm going to roll with Chris Curtis in this one beating Joaquin Buckley. The next one, we got Rosenstrike versus Chris Curtis. Rosenstrike, 12 and 4, 34 years old. Chris Curtis, 12 and 5, 35 years old. Rosenstrike, he's been struggling a little bit though lately. He's 2 and 3 in his past 5 fights. Chris Dawkins is 3 and 2 in his past 5 fights. And man, I think I'm gonna go with Rosenstrike here, only because he has a lot of more kickboxing matches and experience compared to Dawkins. You know what I'm saying? Dawkins, he's decent. He's pretty good. He's still fast for, you know, a heavyweight. But Rosenstrike, man, he'll rock some shit on your ass for real. And Chris Dawkins, when he fought Curtis Blaze mentioned something about Dawkins. He suggested that he should move down a weight class just because he felt like Chris Dawkins' punches did not really hurt or affect Blaze when they fought together. So you might want to look into that. If you're really leaning towards Chris Dawkins, I don't know, man. I really got Rosenstrike in this one. He's a favorite, but not that by much. You could probably parlay it with some shit, but yeah, man, I got Rosenstrike beating Chris Dawkins. That's what I got for this one. Let's talk about the next fight. This one's pretty exciting too. We got Raul Rojas Jr. versus Jay Perrin. Raul, if y'all know, he's Mexican, 18 years old, one of the youngest prospect fighters in the UFC right now. I think it's history, I believe. And he looked good his last fight. Well, not 5 fights. He looked good his past fight, which was a Contender Series, his first fight in the UFC. And man, I honestly think he wins this one, bro. There's a lot of talk going on that that Jay Perry, that he's not, you know what I'm saying, that he's not going to lose or some shit like that. He's acting like that. Like, he just, oh, yeah, whatever, he's a young kid. But you better not underestimate Raul, man. Raul got them bitches, bro. Even though he's young, he's still raw. Y'all got to remember, he's a top prospect in the UFC in his weight class. But, yeah, I'm going to go with Raul, man. Raul, give me the Mexican, 18-year-old, man. I feel like he's going to really make some noise in the UFC, so that's what I got. Raul beating Jay Perry. The next fight, it kind of blows my mind a little bit because Bryce Mitchell versus Tapura. Bryce Mitchell is 15-1. Tapura, he's 12-0. So they're both undefeated in the UFC. So they haven't lost when they fought in the UFC yet. But I just feel like Tapura, his last fight, he almost got knocked the fuck out. And I know it's a different weight class and shit, but man, bro, I think I'm going to roll with Bryce Mitchell here. Bryce Mitchell, his last fight, he beat Barboza. Barboza is one of the really good strikers in the UFC. And I feel like if you could take Barboza down, control him, dominate him the whole fight, like how Bryce Mitchell did, I think Bryce Mitchell can hang with Tapura, man. Because Bryce Mitchell striking, don't get me wrong, Bryce Mitchell striking, Tapura's better. But Bryce Mitchell could keep up, though, honestly. And I feel like Bryce Mitchell's grappling is better than Tapura's. So I'm going to roll with Bryce Mitchell, underdog. I don't know why the fuck he's underdog, but I'm going to go with underdog Bryce Mitchell here. And Also, there's another thing too. Tapera, he's having trouble cutting weight sometimes. So if you see him a little drained and shit like that, don't be surprised because he do be struggling. But I got Bryce Mitchell beating Tapera for that fight, underdog. The next one, man. Woo! We got Darren Till versus Dreyukas Duplessis. I know it's a crazy name, but he's raw as fuck. All right, Darren Till, 18-4, 29 years old, 1-4 in his past 5 fights. Man, like, he's ever since he lost the title to Tyron Woodley, Darren Till has not been the same, man. And I like Darren Till, but it's just, I don't know, man. He's not been looking good. I don't know what's up with him. And Dreyukas, man, he's 17-2, 28 years old, 3-0 in the UFC. Dreyukas is about to be his 4th fight in the UFC. And let me say this, he's good striking, and he could grapple too if you want to wrestle with him. And I honestly feel like Dreyukas, he's going to go after the takedowns against Darren Till. He go after the grappling and all that other shit. Why? Because Darren Till's not really good on the ground and grappling and shit like that. So why not go after his weakness? And honestly, I feel like if Darren Till loses this fight, man, I think it's over for him. For him being in the UFC, like, there's going to be no more fighting for him, man, because he's been struggling. So unless he proves me wrong, you know what I'm saying, back against the wall for Darren Till, or Dreyukas goes in there and handles his business. And I feel like Dreyukas will. So I got Dreyukas Duplessis, money line. He's a favorite, but not that much. So that's what I got. I got him beating Darren Till. The co-main event, Paddy the Baddy versus Jared Gordon, bro. Paddy the Baddy, man, if you know, top prospect in the UFC. One of a fan favorite fighter as well, Paddy the Baddy. Let's talk about it though. Paddy the Baddy's 19-3, 27 years old, 3-0 in the UFC. Jared Gordon, he's a little experienced in the UFC. 19-5, 34 years old, 3-2 his past 5 fights. Jared Gordon, he's all right. He's okay as a fighter, but I feel like going against Paddy the Baddy, man, Paddy the Baddy got better skills than him, I feel like. You know what I'm saying? So I think Paddy the Baddy should win. So that's what I'm going to go with. Paddy the Baddy favorite. I think it's like minus 200, some shit like that. And I won't be surprised the night of the fight, his odds are going to drop to minus 400. So if you trying to bet on Paddy the Baddy, I suggest you do it right now before his odds get juiced the fuck up. So that's why I got Paddy the Baddy beating Jared Gordon for the co-main event. The main event, though, John Blachowicz versus Magomed Ankalaev. John, if y'all know, Polish Power, 29-9, 39 years old. Magomed, he's 18-1, 30 years old. 5-0 in the UFC for Magomed. But Jan, he's 4-1 his past 5 fights. This is where, man, it kind of gets tricky for me. Because, Magomed, he's a Russian. Oh, you guys expect, the Russians to go after takedowns. No. Magomed, he's different. He's not going to go after those takedowns all the time and wrestle with you through the whole fight. Magomed, he's going to stand up. He's more of a stand-up fighter. If he has the opportunity to go after takedowns, he will. But majority of the time, Magomed, he stands up and try to throw them bitches with you. And I feel like, man, if that's going to happen, I don't know. John might have a chance because John got them bitches on the hands and the striking. So, this is a really tough fight. But John, 39 years old, he had the title already. Magomed, we all know the Russians are all taking over UFC right now. And I hate to go against John, man, because, man, if y'all know, yeah, he be coming through for Chicago Sports Hub and us, man, for real. But I think I'm going to think of my brain in this one. I'm going to go with Magomed. Magomed money line, minus 200. But, man, I won't be surprised if John pulls up an upset, bro, like a knockout, if they stand up. Because that's what's going to happen. The majority might stand up. Magomed might go out the takedowns just to get him points. But this is a tough fight. Really tough fight. But I'm going to go with Magomed here, beating John Blachowicz. That's what we got. UFC 282 predictions and shit. Let's move on to NFL. Week 14. We got the Vikings versus the Lions. I don't know why the fuck the Vikings are underdog. It just don't make no fucking sense. I don't know. I don't know what the books are trying to, what they know that we don't. But nah, man, give me Vikings, bro. Plus money line, Vikings to win. I think the books feel like the Lions might have a chance just because they be putting up points this whole season. But man, I just feel like the Vikings are a better team overall. Yeah, they're at Detroit, but I feel like Vikings could handle it, bro. If you wanna, juice up the odds, Justin Jefferson touchdown, Vikings to win. And yeah, or if you don't want to do any touchdowns, I think Vikings can win straight up, man. Plus 108 money line, underdog. That's what we got. The next game, Jets versus the Bills. The Jets are at Buffalo. It was a close game last time, man. I think the Jets beat the Bills last time, actually. So I'm gonna run it back. Minus 6.5 Bills, man. I honestly think they cover and they get on that. Unless Mike White from the Jets really show the fuck out, but I think Bills cover this shit minus 6.5, man. That's what we got. Jets versus the Bills. Next game, Ravens versus the Steelers. We all know Lamar Jackson, he's not going to play this Sunday. Huntley, the backup quarterback, he played a few games last season. He ain't look that bad. You know what I'm saying? It's the same system. Huntley, he runs the ball just like Lamar Jackson if he has to. He's fast. So it's a tough game. It's a stay away from me, but if I have to pick a winner, I think I'm going to go with Ravens money line just because Huntley, he's experienced these games last year before in the regular season when Lamar Jackson was out. So I feel like it's not going to be any different. Even though, TJ Watt back for the Steelers and shit, the Steelers defense might give the Ravens some trouble. So stay away from me. But if I had to pick a winner, I'm going to go with Ravens money line in this one. The next game, Eagles versus the fucking Giants. Tough game, actually. They're at New York. It might be a close game, but I feel like, nah, man. The way that the Eagles been dominating teams this whole season, I got Eagles minus 6.5. You know what I'm saying? I think they could cover that shit too, honestly. And, yeah, man. I think they could cover that shit. I won't be surprised if they smoke the Giants because the Eagles are on that this year. Can't lie. I will say that. So I got Eagles minus 6.5 for that game. The next one, Browns versus the Bengals. Deshaun Watson, he's back playing and shit with the Browns. So the Browns might be a different team. If I have to pick a winner, I'm picking the Bengals at Cincinnati. You know what I'm saying? They're rolling right now. They beat Kansas City last week. The offense looks really good. Joe Mixon, he might come back this week healthy to play. I think he is coming back healthy to play this week against the Browns. So I'm not going to really pick a winner in this game. If I have to, I'm going to pick the Bengals. But I'm going to go with Jamar Chase touchdown. I feel like Jamar Chase should have scored a touchdown last week against the Chiefs. So, you know what? I think he's due this week against the Browns. So, give me Jamar Chase to score a touchdown this game. Browns versus the Bengals. Next game we got Jaguars versus the fucking Titans. You know what to do. Bet fucking Derrick Henry score a touchdown and Titans to win. Derrick Henry did not score a touchdown the past 2 games. Surprised he didn't score last week. But, you know what? I guess the Jaguars defense, they're at fucking Tennessee. I think Derrick Henry, gets back in business this week, man. Score a touchdown and Titans to win. That's what we got, Jaguars versus Titans. The next game, bro, the fucking Cowboys. Houston Texans versus the Cowboys. The Cowboys are a big-ass favorite, minus 2,000. That shit is nuts. I'm not going to mess with any spreads. The spread's high as fuck. It's like minus 20 right now. We all know if it's minus 20, it might be some backdoor action going on. But it might not, because the Cowboys are really dominating this year on the defense. I can't lie. They're really leading in sacks, leading in takeovers and shit like that, turnovers. But yeah, back to what the fuck I got for this game. I got Tony Pollard score a touchdown and Cowboys to win. Keep it simple. Man, the Cowboys 1-2 punch. Tony Pollard is showing the fuck out. Zeke, when he stays healthy, he can run the ball too. The Cowboys might be a dangerous team in the playoffs. But yeah, I got Tony Pollard score a touchdown, Cowboys to win against the Texans. That's what we got for that game. The next one, man. Chiefs versus the Broncos. I know the Chiefs are blue as hell last week against the Bengals. They feel like they should have won that game, which I feel like they should have, but they blew it. The Broncos, a fucking joke. Like, they can't score a fucking Like, they can't score 2 touchdowns in one game the whole damn season, which is sad as fuck. Russell Wilson's struggling. The Broncos need to fire the head coach, I feel like, in my opinion. But I'm going to roll with Travis Kelce scored a touchdown, Chiefs to win. I feel like Travis Kelce, you should have scored one against the Bengals last week. You know, he had a good game with yards and receptions, but I think he's due for this week. Travis Kelce touchdown, Chiefs to win. And if you want to mess with the spread, I feel like they could cover the original spread, Chiefs. But I wouldn't mind to bump it down to -6.5. So I got Chiefs -6.5 and Travis Kelce to score a touchdown, Chiefs to win. Broncos versus the Chiefs, that's what we got for that game. The next game, Panthers versus the fucking Seahawks. They're at Seattle. No, I'm not too sure what's the status on Kenneth Walker, the running back from the Seahawks. He's still injured. He might be dealing with injury. The running backs from the Seahawks, DJ Dallas, Travis Homer, all the backups, they're all injured too right now. They're all banged up. So, if they're all banged up and injured, not fully healthy, like some of them might play, but they might not be the same and shit because they're fucking injured. If that's the case, I'm going to roll with Geno Smith, throw 2 touchdowns, Seahawks to win. That's what I got for that one. I got the Seahawks beating the Panthers. Panthers, they're struggling. You know, they lost damn near everyone on their team except for DJ Moore. So I got Seahawks to win and Geno Smith throw 2 touchdowns in that one. Seahawks versus the Panthers. Next game, man. This one's really interesting. Buccaneers versus the 49ers. They're at San Francisco. You know, Brady back in Cali's hometown and shit like that. No Jimmy Garoppolo, out for the year. There's no Trey Lance either because he's injured. So there's a rookie quarterback, right? But it's a stat. It's a crazy stat, right? A rookie quarterback making his first start against Tom Brady. You know what the record is that? Is 0-6. So there's no any fucking rookie starter that beat Tom Brady in his first start. In his first start, everyone loses. So honestly, I'm going to roll with Buccaneers money line. Buccaneers money line just because whenever a rookie makes their first start, they lose against Tom Brady. That stat is 0-6. So I'm going to ride with it, bro. I'm going to ride with the Buccaneers money line. I feel like they get right back, man. You know they're struggling as a team a little bit, yeah. But I feel like this is the game for them to wake up as a whole team, actually. So I got Buccaneers money line. It's risky. Buccaneers underdog and shit, but give me that, bro. Give me that shit. Sunday night, Dolphins versus the Chargers. Chargers been struggling. Dolphins looking really good as a whole team. I got Jalen Waddle score a touchdown and Dolphins to win. I feel like Waddle is due for one. It's been kind of quiet lately. You know, Tyreek Hill, he's fucking shit up in receiving yards and shit like that and receptions. He's really killing it this year, Tyreek Hill with the Dolphins. And Tua too. Tua's actually questionable this week, but I feel like he's going to start and be ready to play. But yeah, man, I got Jalen Waddle score a touchdown and Dolphins to win against the fucking Chargers Sunday night. That's what we got. Monday night game. Patriots versus the Cardinals. They're at Arizona. I'm not too sure of a winner here, but I think I'm going to roll with DeAndre Hopkins touchdown or James Conner touchdown. One of the two. I want to do Stevenson touchdown, running back from the Patriots, but man, I don't know, bro. He should have scored the past 2 weeks in which he hasn't. He might score this week against the Cardinals, but I'm not gonna risk it, man. I'm really not. I think I'm gonna go with DeAndre Hopkins touchdown or James Conner touchdown for that one. Arizona versus the Patriots Monday night. But yeah, that's about it. That's all we got today. UFC predictions, NFL predictions. Like, subscribe, share, all that other shit. Tune in next episode. We're gonna be fucking lit, man. Peace out, y'all.